Northwest Premier Job Mokgoro has had his membership of the ANC suspended. In a letter seen by Newzroom Afrika, the Premier and 5 other ANC members have been notified of the suspension pending a disciplinary process. Now, for more on that story, I am joined by Job Mokgoro himself to react to this news. Dr. Mokgoro, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Now, the party's interim provincial command, or rather committee, accuses you, as well as other members within the provincial legislature, of being in cahoots with the opposition and even voting with the opposition. Firstly, let's start with your response to these allegations.
Well, I really don't understand what gives rise to these allegations. The recent voting I participated in as a deployee of the ANC was a secret ballot, and that is all I can remember. And in my entire life, I've never really gone against mandate or instruction from the African National Congress. So that this is all very, very unclear to me. Secondly, I've been seeing all over the show and hearing people say they've seen communique purporting to a suspension of myself. Nobody has spoken to me from the ANC headquarters in the province. So it continues to be news to me. I don't know anything about my suspension.
Mr. Mokgoro,
and I don't know
are you saying at this point there hasn't been any correspondence given to you about the decision to suspend you from the party?
Absolutely not.
But now
it is a simple. I've just emerged from my cabinet Lekgotla, which has been going on for the past 3 days, and lo and behold, I then bumped into the news of my suspension.
All right. But now take us through, or rather let's capture what has led us to where we are right now. Now, some analysts believe that factionalism within the provincial ANC is at the heart of some of these allegations that have surfaced. Do you agree with the sentiment?
Well, since I was deployed to this position, a major obstacle in the course of service delivery, and it is sad, because it is the people we are supposed to serve that suffer the most. We are just engrossed and absorbed by factionalism. I think personally, as Premier of the province, I've been under attack since day one.
But now there are processes within the party. Have you been summoned to a disciplinary hearing as yet?
None at all.
It sounds very bizarre now because, I mean, this story is developing and we are catching wind of your suspension. So it sounds quite strange that you say that you haven't even received any correspondence coming from the party about this decision.
I am perplexed. I'm astounded. I was just preparing to get just a short rest so that I start preparing for implementation of the decisions and resolutions taken at our cabinet Lekgotla, chaired by the president and the deputy president. So I am totally astounded, I must say. I have never seen a horror like I'm experiencing today.
So you claim to be under attack. Let's now try to unmask these individuals who you say this attack is coming from.
Well, I can only share that with the movement that has deployed me.
All right.
I'm afraid I'm not in a position to spell out the details, but I can only do that as I communicate within the structures of the ANC.
At this point, are you planning to challenge the suspension, or this purported suspension, as you put it?
I've been waiting for hours for the opportunity to be served or be informed that I have been suspended. And then from there, I'll make my move. As far as I'm concerned, this is probably fake news, but I respect the fact that a media platform such as this one has reported on this. I don't know what the origin of the news is.
All right. But does this decision in any way affect your functionality as Premier in the province?
Well, let me make it very clear. Over the past 2 years, I have not taken a festive season break, as you call it. This festive season we are just immediately from, I actually appealed to all staff, especially senior managers, that we should not take leave, precisely because of the COVID challenges as well as the above average rainfall. In this province and elsewhere, there are those of our communities that are highly vulnerable in floods such as we are experiencing. I work Sunday to Sunday, day and night. It is tough but enjoyable, because what gives me satisfaction is the ability to serve the people who need us most.
So if I
and that is,
if I understand you
yes,
correctly, you are saying that you are going to be continuing with your day-to-day tasks as Premier. I mean, Premier, it's important for us to also understand that we are in the midst of a pandemic. And I really want to find out from you, how do this apparent infighting within the party affect your work as Premier and your fight against COVID-19 in the province?
Well, with regard to the fight in the province, I am determined that I have to do what the ANC has deployed me to do. And as I say, I work much better than hard. I will continue to do so until the national leadership of the organization I belong to decides otherwise.
Well, if I were
with regard to the pandemic, I actually led a process in the Northwest, even before the president announced on the 15th of March the state of disaster. We started in February of last year addressing the pandemic. We have been consistent at it. We started meeting every week. If you call our disaster management center there, they will respond. I have made sure that as head of government, we deploy whatever resources we have to ensure that we fight against this. We started about 2 weeks ago to finalize and to fine-tune our vaccine rollout plan. And the intention is on Monday, this coming Monday, we will actually be announcing to the people of this province what that plan is. So as leader of government, I have continually ensured that we don't take the foot off the pedal with regard to service delivery, especially with regard to COVID-19.
Well, you've heard it from the man himself. That's Premier of the Northwest, Job Mokgoro, denying that he's been suspended from the provincial structures of the ANC, calling it, or rather rubbishing it, as just fake news. He says he's determined to not remove his foot off the pedal, and he'll continue to go about his day-to-day tasks, including the fight against COVID-19 in the province.